You're listening to The Terrific Teacherpreneur, a podcast for teachers looking to grow a successful online business. Your host, Alex, was able to transform her Teachers Pay Teachers store from a small side hustle into a profitable full-time business. She now helps other teachers do the same. Listen along for actionable tips and helpful wisdom about business and marketing as a teacherpreneur. Here's your host, Alex.
Hello and welcome to the Terrific Teacherpreneur podcast. This episode, I want to talk about something that's kind of trending at the moment. Well, it was anyway last week, about email marketing in the TPT space. I never do this. I never do episodes that are really super current to what's going on because I often record in advance, even if it's just a few weeks. So this is actually really unusual for me. And it's really exciting to actually talk about something that's relevant right now. But I kind of just really wanted to say my piece. So basically in the Facebook groups, it's really common, people are talking about it in the TPT Facebook groups, but emails have been sent out and there's just been a lot of discussion around the email service providers that are available at the moment. So the three email service providers that are currently announcing changes to their plans and pricing are Flodesk, Kit, formerly ConvertKit, and MailerLite. And they basically are announcing price increases or changing to their plans, what's available and, the amount of subscribers you can have that are free or unlimited or whatever, basically those kind of things. And it's not great news, I'm going to be honest. So I want to share what their changes are, and I want to talk about whether you should be switching email service providers, what you should be doing in this kind of situation. So if you're someone that's already has an email list and you're like, oh my goodness, do I need to be switching? I don't know. You've got that decision to make. This is going to be helpful to you maybe. And then if you're maybe you're a newer TPT seller, you haven't started your email list yet, but you're thinking, well, I was planning on starting soon and now I need to make this quick decision because there's this thing with Flodesk that's got a time limit on it, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully this helps you decide as well so you can lock things in. Anyway, I'm just going to quickly now break down what the announcements were. So first up, we've got my good old friend Flodesk, and they basically announced their unlimited situation is going away. So up until now, you could have as many subscribers as you wanted, whether it was 10 subscribers, 10,000, 100,000, whatever, and you didn't get whacked with a different price tier. You weren't punished as your list grew, which was always really, really cool. It was you just kept getting more subscribers, but your pricing always stayed the same. And I sympathize with them that they have a business to grow and they probably are doing this for genuine reasons, in order for them to provide better service and stuff. But yeah, they basically are saying now we can't do that anymore. And they're going to start creating a situation that's like all the other ESPs where as your list grows, you are going to get charged more, which is a shame. I'm super sad because that was one of the really cool things about Flodesk, I'm not going to lie. But the good news is if you are already signed up with Flodesk, this doesn't affect you. It's all good. You are locked in. So yeah, basically if you're oh my goodness, is this going to affect me? Am I going to lose my unlimited? No, if you are currently a Flodesk member, you get to keep everything, your unlimited emails and subscribers and all the stuff you've got as long as you keep staying with Flodesk. So you're all good. Don't worry about it. If you're basically with Flodesk and you're happy with them, you don't need to listen to this episode. It's all good. Just keep doing what you're doing. But if you're someone that is thinking about joining Flodesk and you're should I join now? Or was thinking about joining next year? This might push you to join now so you can lock this in, because basically November 28th is when the new scalable pricing is going to start and the unlimited plans are going to be gone. So you've got until November 28th to make your decision. After that, if you do decide to choose Flodesk, you're not going to get the unlimited anymore. You may still decide because they might end up being cheaper, but yeah, you kind of got to think about whether you want to basically start email marketing a bit earlier than you thought you were going to start. So this is for if you're a newbie. But anyway, after the unlimited thing ends and that option is gone, once you join, yeah, your plans are going to grow as your list grows, which obviously is just a shame. So the official pricing is $35 to $38, depending on whether you do a monthly or annual plan per month. And you can actually get half price for your first year if you use someone's affiliate link. So, if you're going to do Flodesk, do that. And the first year, that's obviously going to save you quite a bit of money. So I'll share my affiliate link in the description to this podcast, just in case you want to lock in that 50% off in your first year. I don't want you to miss out. But if you don't want to use my link, that's fine. You can use someone else's. I don't care, as long as you get the deal. So yeah, that's kind of it. But if you've not heard anything about email marketing, you've got to think, oh, that's not cheap. Like that's $38 US, $35 US. That's not cheap. Wait till you hear some of the other pricing of the other platforms. You will be shocked. Anyway, so just as a little comparison, if you're thinking like, okay, why would I join Flodesk? What's so special? Let's listen to some of the pricing of the other places. So if you are someone that say has, I don't know, it's just like a normal kind of list size, like, I don't know, 3,000 people. Say you have 3,000 subscribers, nothing a crazy huge amount or anything like that. You would be paying about $50 a month, I think. Once you get up like to a really big list, like say you've got 15,000, you're up to $141 a month. Keep growing, you're like, yeah, I've got to 55,000. Now I'm on $316 a month. You get what I'm saying? Like it's going up and up and up. If you were someone to get to like 100,000 subscribers, you'd be paying about $500 a month. It's crazy. So yeah, I have always, and I know this like I shouldn't complain about things, but I've always found that was a bit unfair, like that these platforms punish you. That's what it feels like. They punish you as you grow your business, as you work harder and you do this amazing thing. You grow your email list. Like you should be really proud of that, and you work so hard to do it. And it's like for every subscriber that you work so hard to get, they just punish you by charging more. It's crazy. Anyway, yeah, so kit's a lot more expensive. And so while I'm speaking of them, the announcement that they came out with is that their monthly pricing for their like different plans has gone up. So their old price was like $29 for being a creator, for example, and the new price is going to be $39. So like they're just bumping up their prices by about 35% or something like that, which is that's quite a lot. So not only was it already more expensive, now it's going to be even more expensive. So yeah. Now, the other platform that everyone's talking about at the moment is MailerLite, and they've done sort of a similar announcement of saying like we're changing things, but theirs was just that they have like a free plan that a lot of these ESPs offer. You can have 1,000 subscribers without paying anything, which is really awesome. But they've changed theirs. So on September 23rd, they're saying their free plan limit goes from 1,000 down to 500. So now once you get 501 subscribers, you've got to start paying. So that was another bummer announcement, basically. Anyway, in summary, we've got some price increases, we've got some free plan limit changes, and some like unlimited subscriber limit changes across those three platforms. And that's like the bad news. Those are all the changes that are happening. And this is what I want to say. I basically want to say that if you are brand new to TPT, for example, and you're just like truly not ready to start email marketing, don't let this push you into something you're not ready for. Like you don't have to start. I think if you weren't ready until a full year or two from now or something, like it would be better just to start when you're ready. You don't want to be paying for an email service provider that you're not using, and you don't want to be diving into email marketing in your like third month of TPT when you barely even made products yet. So don't feel pressured, especially by the Flodesk time limit, to start something that you're just truly not ready for. But if you had been thinking about starting email marketing soon anyway, you're like, oh, I was planning on starting in the new year in January 2026. Well, I would just sign up in the November before you lose access to the unlimited. Like that's a no-brainer, obviously. If you were kind of thinking, oh, sometime next year, maybe I'd start. Like you really have got to consider, because it's going to save you a lot of money, but you just got to draw that line between, was I going to start in the next few months after anyway? Then yeah, I'll just start a few months early. Was I not really thinking of starting for a full year after that? Well, then no, don't be rushing yourself, basically. So that's what I just want to say to anyone that hasn't started email marketing yet, is only join up with Flodesk if you are kind of planning on doing it anyway in a reasonable amount of time. You just definitely want to be doing that, I think. But if you're really not ready, you're not ready, and that's okay. No rush there. Now, the rest of you listening may already have an email list and you're thinking, I'm already with Kit, for example, and paying no doubt a huge amount of money each month. And over the years, you've probably been very tempted to change just because you always are hearing that Flodesk is cheaper. And now you've got this final nail in the coffin, which is this is your kind of last chance to change, really, to really get in on really great pricing that's unlimited, and that's a lot of pressure, especially for really experienced sellers that have a really huge list they work really hard on. Like that's kind of stressful to them at the moment. I totally understand. And I want to say this, you need to look at your business and what you can afford, because everyone is in a different situation. So someone else that has a podcast has recently released an episode talking about email marketing, and their kind of take on it was, okay, like, yeah, don't just change based on the price, like that's one thing, but you also got to look at the features and stuff. And that's valid. I think it's important to make sure that you're with an email service provider that has all the features you want and stuff. But even before all this went down, like I've always had the belief, like I don't care what feature Kit offers, like some form or landing page, whatever, like that is never going to be worth me paying like 10 times as much as I'm paying right now. Like that's just whatever that thing is never going to be worth that much money to me. That's always been my view. But the other like little thought I wanted to share is we just got to make sure we don't come from a place of privilege with these things, because it's all good and well to say money doesn't matter. If you're a really big seller and you're earning like $100,000 a month on TPT or $10,000 a month, like, yeah, it's all good and well to say, oh, money doesn't matter. I myself am a pretty seasoned seller. I am pretty decent money on TPT, but I always like to ground myself and remember when I first started on TPT and I was earning like $100 a month. Yeah, money matters, like, because then your email service provider is costing more than you're earning on TPT. Like, yeah, that's the reality I like to keep in mind, is that, $100 isn't a lot to some people, it's a lot to other people. So if you've been hearing that messaging of like pricing is not the thing you should be worrying about, like, well, I just want to reassure you, you're allowed to worry about that. Like, money is important. Money makes a huge difference in our business. So there's like a really small group of people in the TPT space that, there's a lot of us that are in the 99th percentile on TPT, and we're earning thousands of dollars a month, tens of thousands more, whatever. And yeah, money isn't as much of a big deal when it comes to expenses to us, because yeah, you could blow $200 a month on your email list. It's probably not going to make a huge difference when you're earning, I don't know, $20,000 a month. But I know that the majority of TPT sellers are actually only earning a few $100s a month, less than 4 figures a month, basically. It's a lot of sellers earning that much money. And so that's when a pricing plan that is, $100 a month or something for an email list provider, like that makes a big difference, because that could be a third of your earnings or a fifth of your earnings. And like that's no small amount of change. So I guess I'm just giving that reassurance if you're one of those people that, I don't know, say you earn like $800, $900 a month on TPT. It's not a bad amount of money. And you're like, people are saying I shouldn't change, that, kid is better and money doesn't matter. But like, you're allowed to look at your earnings and say, well, actually, this would make a really huge difference to me, because I could take home a lot more of my money if I was only paying, $35 a month instead of 80 or 100 or something like that. That matters. So yeah, I'm just here to reassure you, you're allowed to care about money. This is your business. Anyway, that's the end of my little rant on that. Now, a lot of the thoughts on this can be really motivated by two things. One is affiliates and two is experience. So, you have to take a grain of salt with what you listen to. I'm going to always talk about Flodesk because I'm with Flodesk, and I'm not going to praise Kit because I'm not with Kit. And like, that's okay. If you want to go listen to someone that has tried both and is, really got a better view on it, then like, great, listen to them too. Don't always just get into that echo chamber of Flodesk supporters or whatever. You want to go listen to other people, that's fine. The other thing that can be, hard to navigate is that everyone's got these affiliate links, right? So a lot of us with Flodesk are partners and we have like an affiliate link we share. So you're like, oh, how can I trust what they say? And if someone's always pushing their affiliate link all the time, yeah, you might think, well, what if it's not actually that good and they're just wanting to make commission or whatever? So, make a point of really kind of listening to everybody, listen to everyone's point of view if you want. But I'm just going to say, just for me personally, I don't care if you use my link or not. Like, don't use it, whatever. That's not really like where I make my money from. I earn my money from TPT. I'm selling resources on there. I don't make some huge amount of money from being an affiliate. So I literally couldn't care less, I promise, whether or not you use my link. So there's no motivation here for me to say to you, use Flodesk and use my link so I make money. Like, I couldn't care less. Don't use it if you don't want to use it. Like, you can go into a Facebook group and ask someone else for their affiliate link. I don't care. I'm saying I'm not here as an affiliate person pushing to you. I'm just genuinely telling you that I like Flodesk because it's got these like pretty forms, pretty emails, but mostly it's affordable. And if you've listened to this podcast for a really long time, I think there's something I'm really passionate about. Like, when it came to pricing my courses, when I first launched courses, and I kept them a quite lower amount compared to what other people were offering. And I just always said to myself, like, I just don't feel right about charging like $500 for a course. It just doesn't feel right to me. So like, that money's always been a really big thing with me. And I care about, making things affordable. So that's the big thing with Flodesk, is I don't care about affiliate links. I don't care about any of that. I just want you to feel like you're saving the most money and keeping things most affordable you can keep them, because let's be real, the economy's not great right now, and TPT is not doing that well for some people, and there's like a lot of sales going down for really big sellers. So if you're listening to this and you're a veteran seller and your sales have been down by like 30% for the last couple of years, like since personalized search, whatever, like, yeah, money matters. It's not just the newbies. And I was talking about people that are earning less money. Like, you could be earning really decent money on TBT, but your sales are just going down and down and down and down lately. I don't know, AI, the economy, competition, whatever, and you're feeling really down and out. Like, I just want to reassure you, like, you're allowed to be concerned about money. You're allowed to want to do the cheaper thing, because money right now is a big deal to you. So just want to reassure you of that. You're allowed to feel that way. But yeah, I will say this, obviously do your research, listen to other people if you want to. And, there'll be people that have actually genuinely tried all these different platforms. They'll be able to tell you what the differences are with the features and stuff. And I'm sure there are some really great things about Kit, for example. Like I said, it's not worth the money to me, but you want to listen to those points of view, definitely do it. Now let's talk for the final thing about changing email service providers. So maybe you've been thinking, you just know you're going to have to switch from, say, Kit to Flodesk, because it's just simply the money is just the point here now where you just can't afford to be spending like $300 a month on your email list anymore, because then you feel like you got to work really hard just to even break even by making a lot of money from your list, etc. So if you've been thinking about switching and you're like, well, what is that going to look like? Is that going to be hard? I'm not going to lie to you. No, it's not something you can do in 10 minutes that's super easy and has no issues. Of course not. Like, there's definitely going to be a bit of work you've got to put in. I originally started off on MailChimp, and then I changed to Flodesk. And I had to spend like, I don't know, a couple of days, maybe 2 days, something, like pottering around, changing links, doing all these different things, setting up my new landing pages and forms and things. Like, it's going to be something you're going to have to set aside time for. You just got to make that decision. Like, is that time to do that, is that worthwhile? It probably will be worthwhile. It's going to save you a lot of money. Maybe you'll hire someone to do it. Maybe you'll do it yourself. I really do think one of the big downsides, though, it's not just, oh, I've got to spend time doing this, is it really depends on where your links are. If you've just got a link in your Instagram bio or whatever, like, that's not so big a deal. If you've been sharing links to Pinterest, which is what I did with MailChimp, and then you're like getting all these people signing up to your old platform, with these old Pinterest links, so that can be really annoying. But I actually didn't let that bother me too much. Basically, what happened was I went down to I was on like a free plan with MailChimp, and then obviously changed once they were going to start charging me, but I just made sure I didn't reach that threshold. And then anyone new that came in on those old forms, I would just go in every now and then, periodically, every couple of months, whatever, and just check. And I got some new subscribers, I'd move them across to Flodesk. It wasn't super big deal, to be honest. But yeah, if you've got to consider that there's going to be links out there to your old landing pages and stuff, and that's a little bit of a risk, basically. But other than that, I think that was the only downside for me, was like I just sort of had to deal with that, some people coming in from old Pinterest links. Other than that, it was just me setting aside, like I said, I think like maybe 2 days or something, and I just sat at my computer and I just went through all these different places, changing out my opt-in forms, figuring out Flodesk. It's very intuitive, by the way, but playing around with it, learning it, whatever. I think it's doable, and I just don't think we need to make a huge deal out of it. But yeah, it's a time commitment. It's something you've got to factor in. But you just got to make that call. Like, is that time? Is that bit of stress? Is that going to be worth the amount of money you're going to save? You got to think about how much money you're spending each year right now. How much could you be spending? That kind of thing. You've got to make all these decisions. And like I said, the best thing to do is to listen to other people, not just me. So you're hearing the full story. But I just wanted to unleash my little rant, because everyone has like different motives, and my big thing is I'm just really, really passionate about affordability, and that it's like my loyalty to Flodesk is because I just love them keeping things affordable. It really matters to those of us that run a small business. Like, it's a big deal, for the Targets of the world and those people that have like, I don't know, millions of people on their email lists. These massive companies, they can afford huge monthly bills for their email lists. People earning $1 million a year, whatever, no big deal to them. But those of us running a small business, like, it adds up. And I care about keeping my costs low. I care about keeping things affordable. And I don't think that's a bad thing. It's just like, I want to keep my business going. So anyway, that is the end of it. Like I said, I will put my link in the show notes to my Flodesk affiliate link, but I literally could not care less if you use it or not. If you don't want to use it, don't, but it's there only if you want to save the 50% on your first year. And you can only get that by using someone's affiliate link. That's the only reason I'm sharing it, is that's the only way for you to access that 50% off. But you can go and use someone else's. I don't care. But it's there if you need it. And I kind of hope this has helped. I'm hoping this has reassured you in some way and hopefully not stressed you out even more. But like the one big takeaway was just you're allowed to care about money. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Sometimes I feel like we're shamed into that, but it's like, it's not shameful to want to keep your costs low. And just honestly, especially in this economy right now, when like the price of everything's going up and you're going out food shopping and like the bill is up like 30%, it's like, it's hard. So, we're allowed in our businesses to want to tighten our purse strings a little bit, and that's not bad. I don't think that's a bad thing. You're allowed to do that. You have to do what you can to survive. And yeah, just wanted to give you that reassurance. Now, if you are someone that is thinking about starting an email list, so you're brand new, you've not done anything yet, but you've heard about, for example, Flodesk is changing things and you want to lock in that unlimited before it goes away, and you're like, I'm going to sign up now. I was kind of thinking about doing it anyway. I will also put a link in the show notes to Terrific Email, which is my email marketing course, if you want to check that out. Again, no pressure, don't care, but it's there if you need the help with getting everything set up, because email marketing can be kind of overwhelming. And honestly, just choosing your email service provider on its own is like pretty stressful. And then there's like a million other things after that you got to do to get yourself set up. So it's really nice to have, that step-by-step walkthrough. So if you are thinking about starting and you want the support, I will put the link to that course in the show notes. I hope it helps. And I hope that you have a terrific day.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Terrific Teacherpreneur. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate that effort. Come back for more actionable tips and helpful wisdom in the next episode with your host, Alex. Until then.